All these brothers my guys, know that we fly, know that they ride or die. But they wanna move like
Another day, another story. Sun disappears. What happens? Narrator. Have you ever wondered what would happen if the sun suddenly disappeared? It's a scenario that has fascinated scientists and writers for decades. But what would actually happen if the sun were to disappear? Narrator. First, let's take a look at how the sun powers our planet. The sun is the center of our solar system, and it provides light and heat to the planets that orbit it. This energy comes from the process of nuclear fusion, which takes place in the sun's core. Without the sun's energy, life on Earth would not exist. Narrator. So what would happen if the sun suddenly disappeared? Well, the first thing you would notice is that it would get very dark. The sun's light takes about 8 minutes to reach Earth, so you wouldn't notice that it had disappeared right away. But after about 8 minutes, the sky would start to get darker, and within a few hours, it would be completely dark. Narrator. Without the sun's energy, the temperature on Earth would also start to drop. Within a few days, the temperature would be well below freezing, and most of the plant life on Earth would start to die off. Narrator. As the temperature continued to drop, the oceans would start to freeze over, and the Earth would become a frozen wasteland. Any remaining life on Earth would have to adapt to the extreme cold and find new ways to survive. Narrator. But what about the other planets in our solar system? Would they be affected if the sun disappeared? The answer is yes. Without the sun's gravitational pull, the planets would start to drift off into space. Eventually, they would collide with each other or drift off into the vast emptiness of space. Narrator. So, there you have it. If the sun were to disappear, life on Earth would come to an end, and the other planets in our solar system would be left to drift off into space. It's a scenario that we hope never happens, but it's interesting to think about nonetheless.